But those happy moments often running. Because Jackie did not want me to be world champion. It was a controversial night for a lot of things. Vin's random attacks, him crippling Jeremy, but what was controversial was Cody was supposed to go over, and he just laid there and let me beat him. Yeah. And I became world champion. Again, I believe this all you want. But that's what happened. So I held that world title and Jackie didn't want me to be world champion. Malik was proud of me, congratulated me. He didn't have a problem with me. But Jackie did. See, Jackie Barnett, for all his neutrality in his matchmaking, he is, on a good day, a decent human being. On a bad day, he's Fritz von fucking Erich. He's an old codger that lives vicariously through his own fucking sons and puts so much pressure on them that I'm surprised that a lot of them are still alive to this day. He knew Jeremy couldn't be that guy anymore. So he saw Cody as the future, and he wanted to build the company around Cody. But Cody didn't care. Cody died on that night, in that building. All he wanted was Vin. The very same man that crippled your son, he wanted him dead. But you didn't want to sit here there. You were too stubborn. So for the next year or so, I would have my matches. I would barely even defend the title. Dead Man Wonderland, I wasn't even on the fucking card. He didn't even put me in the world title match. Or better yet, any world title match. He didn't have me face the world champion at the time. A champion versus champion match. You had this big show with TCW Asterisks and you couldn't even put me on the card. And I was pissed. Because that was the start of me just not having anything. I wasn't marketed, I wasn't advertised. I just pretended I didn't fucking exist. And then when Vin decided to steal the world title and parade around with it, the people, even if they were depraved and sickened by Vin's antics, made it very fucking clear that they wanted Vin to be that champion. Now, Jackie was smart enough not to do that, but he also, again, didn't do shit for me. Now, did people try? Oh god, yeah. Well, he tried. I'll give him that. He tried. But I was getting nothing. And so when the reboot happened, so when Jackie started to get full control of the company, he wanted to do a hard reboot. So he wanted to strip everyone of the titles. Which, was a cover-up because Zayn Almighty literally got fucking obliterated in a landmine death match and Almeida couldn't really defend their belts. And also, Mark Butcher was kind of out and that's another can of worms. But the fact is, he wanted to do a hard reboot. And I said no. I just won this damn belt. I barely was getting anything. I was willing to be what they wanted me to be, and I didn't get a fucking chance. So Jackie kept telling me, we're doing a hard reboot. I told him, am I even going to be in the picture for the world title? He couldn't answer me. I knew right then and there, this was all a fucking attempt of putting the belt back on Cody. He was going to force his son to go back into something that he 100% mentally, spiritually, and emotionally was not ready for, because he still wanted them. And Jackie was too fucking stubborn to see that. So I said no. So I held up the belt and I said, if you take this belt off me, if I remember correctly, there's a clause in my contract. I'm contractually obligated to defend this world title. You have broken that contract so many times that I have every right to call my fucking attorneys and sue you. And I did. I broke a promise that day. A promise I gave to Malik. Because Malik pulled up the contract. He made it that way. And I told him I would never use it. But that moment I did. I broke it. I broke my word. Out of anger and frustration. Out of the fact that this stubborn old man did not get that I could be the man. I could be the face of the company. He wouldn't even allow me. So I held up the company, and the reboot still happened, but I was still world champion. And guess what? I still didn't get to defend that belt as much. Do you know what it's like to hold on to a title, knowing that you went through hell to earn it, and you can't even defend the fucking thing to prove that you're worth? Can't even prove how worthy you are to have that belt, because the owner of the company, well, the financial owner of the company, keeps you away. And then, years or so go, I'm in and out of court, and I'm tired. And then the crowning rebirth happens. At this point, I didn't fucking care. I was beyond the point of care. So I said, do whatever the fuck you want. I'll drop the belt. Because it's obvious, I'm dead set. I'm wanting to make your son the champion so goddamn bad. And then I dropped the belt to Vin. And then I realized exactly what the hell he was doing. It pissed me off, man. And I left. I may did one show here and there, but I said, fuck it, I didn't want to be there anymore. And I walked out. At that point, I was signed to DCA. And I was in and out of court for this. Eventually, it got settled. And now I fully work here at DCA. I don't go to Battle Pro. I pretty much burned that bridge, and I'm not ashamed to say that I did. So, Claudio, know this. For 16 years, I have clawed my way to the fucking top. For 16 years, I've been told lies and deceit. I became the Shadow Veteran because I was turned into this. Believe me, I don't believe it. But I want you to know that in Revelations, when it comes down to it, I will decapitate a fucking dragon to get that belt, or I would die. Like I said, win or lose, I'm out. I'm tired.